Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I truly appreciate you joining me. I hope everyone's having a great day. I have completed a journal. Now, the book I'm using I found at the thrift store, and it was simply called Wind. And I cinched this journal. The closure is a hair tie from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to start off by showing you the little dangle on the side. It is this here. Let me lay it in my hand right. It's this little charm, the little dangles, and then on the end is a little mouse. And then to hook it onto the journal there is a lobster claw. So that's the little dangle that's going to hang on the side. Now, I found this book at the thrift store, and when I found it, I was flipping through it. There's no words in this book, and so I thought, oh, this will be easy to turn into a journal. It is simply called, I think it's called The Wind, but it was all just this one color of the book. I took a distress ink, I think it was like a rusty hinge or something like that, and just lightly went around this opening and where it says Wind. And I thought that really highlighted the title. This book is of a little mouse that's trying to manage the wind, and he's trying to lay out a piece of paper to write a letter, and he is having trouble with the wind. It is an adorable little book. Again, no words. And when I saw it, I instantly thought of the little house mouse stamps that I really love. I have not a huge collection, but kind of a big collection of house mouse stamps. So I used a lot of those in this journal. And then just recently for my birthday, Jack got me like 10 different stamps of house mouse stamps. So I stamped those out as well and included them in this journal. All right, let's get started. So right up here, I stamped out Made with Love, or Stamped with Love. Let me see, Handmade with Love, especially for you. And then here is the beginning of the book. Such a cute little mouse. Right here, I made this card some time ago using 3 of my house mouse stamps. I left it blank inside. So there is those, and my stamp on the back, created by Rosemary's You Rock Art. That's going to be included. And then here are these are stamps I already had. This little house mouse stamp in a teacup, and then I had this chipboard collection that had a bunch of fun words, so I kind of paired it up with some of the images that I stamped. The ribbon you'll see throughout the journal, it's the same ribbon. It's brown, and it has this blue stitching in it, or green stitching I should say, in the center of it. So I thought it went well with this paper collection. This is a really old K&C Crafts company or something like that. That's what that. It's a really old paper pad that I found at the thrift store. Here are some of the stamps I already had. There's one there. And these are not, I don't believe, are house mouse stamps, but they're just really cute. 2 little friends having tea. Here's one, recovering. Hope you guys can see that. And because they were just little mice, I just went ahead and stamped them. Then I just made a blank tag. And all the tags have twine, just this brown twine. Now, in the pocket, I stamped out some of my new stamps from the house mouse collection that are new to me. I think they're new for this year, but I'm not positive. And then here are the sentiments that go along with that. So whoever gets this can use those in any way they like. And this is already spoken for. In this pocket, I included just this 6x6 cardstock, and it's real sturdy, and it's an older collection. I think I found that at the thrift store, and that can be used in however the person wants to use it. In this little pocket here is another little stamped image of House Mouse, and he is relaxing in a teacup. All of these I colored with colored pencil, so really cute. Again, I paired it with a sentiment there. Here's one of the new House Mouse stamp that I got for my birthday, and then the sentiments that go along with it. So very cute. And those that are in the pocket, I did not color. I'm going to let whoever, the recipient, color them in. Here's the little mouse. Here are the writing pages, and all I did is I included just some blank pages, a couple of blank pages, and I stamped this little mouse on the corner. Plenty of space to journal on. Here's a page of the book. Here's another couple of writing pages. This is a new stamp that I just got for my birthday. It's not House Mouse, but it's really cute. It's a little mouse that is on a little cycle or something, and he's carrying some balloons, so I did that twice. Here you see the little mouse, and that's part of the book. Here's a pocket that I created, another House Mouse stamp. This is one I already had, colored it with colored pencils, included another chipboard phrase there. Here's the ribbon, again at the edge of my pocket. This is new for House Mouse. Very cute. And then here is the sentiment that goes along with that. And in the pocket, there's another one of those 6x6 cardstock, really thick. Here's another House Mouse stamp that I had, colored that in. And then here are some that I had in my stash. Again, I don't believe that's House Mouse, but it's just a cute little mouse. Here's another tag with the twine. And then here's another new stamp. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out which way this goes. I think it goes this way. And then here are the sentiments that go with it. So all of that in that little pocket here. Here you see the little mouse trying to grab the paper. He's going to have a little bit of trouble pretty soon. Here's just another stamp I have in my stash of a little mouse eating watermelon. I stamped that on both pages. You'll have 2 pages of that. Here he's having trouble with the wind. Such a sweet book. Here's another little mouse. I think this is House Mouse. It's just a little one that I had in my stash. 2 of those. Here's part of the book, or a page of the book. And then in this pocket, pull everything out of there. This one I had in my stash, and again I colored that with colored pencils, added that little chipboard right there. Again, the ribbon is on the top here. And this is a new stamp that I got, House Mouse. Again, I didn't color those in. And then here's the sentiments that go with it. You can use whatever sentiment you want. And then in this pocket is another very thick cardstock that can be used. Right here, another, I like this one with the bees. Colored those in with colored pencils. Chipboard piece there. This was the one I had in my stash already. And then in the pocket, here is another, this I think was all of these ones that are this size that I'm showing you, I think were a Stampin' Up! Set, I think. because I have 6 of them that look like that. Another tag with the twine. And then here is one of the new house mouse stamp images. And then here is the sentiment that goes with it. Very cute. I really had a lot of fun creating this. Okay, here's a page of the book. And here you see that he's having trouble with the wind. This is just another little stamp that I have, a little mouse head. Stamp that twice. Page of the book. This is a house mouse stamp. It's a little one that I have in my stash. A lot of the ones I already had in my stash I found at the thrift store or at Hobby Lobby on sale. Here's page of the book. And here you see that he's really having trouble with that wind. Okay, here's another page I created. I had this stamp, colored that in with colored pencils, another little chipboard piece, the ribbon here. In this one, this is another new stamp for me. Very, very cute. And then here are the sentiments that go along with that stamp. In this pocket, some cardstock. Alright, here's another pocket I created. This is another one that I had in my stash. Colored that in with colored pencils, the ribbon, the chipboard piece there. And then in this pocket, here's another one of those sets that I think is Stampin' Up. Another tag with twine. And here's another new one for me. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, I just love all of these. And then here are the sentiments that go along with that stamp. All of that in there. Here's a page of the book. And here's another little stamp that I have in my stash. Just a little tiny mouse there. Did that twice. Page of the book. Here's another little stamp I have in my stash, just another little tiny mouse. You can see he's just having all sorts of trouble with that wind. And then here he is, page of the book, and here is a belly band. And you may recognize these 2 stamps. They were the ones that I used to create the greeting card. And here I colored these with colored pencil. And then some chipboard pieces there. I think they're chipboard pieces. And then in the pocket, another tag with the twine. And then here are a couple of new stamps that I have. There's that one there. And I think, oh, here's the sentiments that go along with that. Let's see. And then here's another one. Really adorable. And here's the sentiments that go along with that one. And I had this too, so this one goes with one of them. It says Happy Spring. So that sentiment goes with one of the stamp sets. And that all goes in this belly band. Right there. And then in this pocket is another piece of 6x6 cardstock. And then this is my page that I created. I always do something with music paper for my last page. Not only do I put my sticker here, created by Rosemary's You Rock Art, but I always either die cut or stamp something with music paper. This was the little mouse on a tricycle or a bicycle with the balloons. So I stamped it out and then I die cut it. And I used cardstock and then I glued music paper on top of it to just strengthen it up. And then I colored it in with colored pencils. So there's that. And that is the end of the book. And I just fell in love with this cute little book. It was just cute. I just thought it would be a perfect little book to turn into a journal. And I think it turned out really cute. I don't know what I did with the little dangle here. Well, I set it somewhere, so I'll put this in here. So that is the journal I created out of this. Oh, here it is. Let me put the little charm back on. Oh, well, let's see. One more try. Maybe I have it backwards here. There we go. So there is the journal I created from this cute little book called The Wind. I really do appreciate you hanging out. I hope you enjoyed this flip through. Till next time, be safe, be happy, be positive, and you guys rock.